I did hear you say that last week. You were in the Chuy camp, and guess what? Your guy is now in a runoff with the mayor, and let me think. I think I have it right. 34% for Chuy Garcia to the mayor's 45%, something like that. And the other candidates, I believe, Doc Walls got what 3% of the vote.
Yeah, like 3%.
And then
Chuy's not my guy. I just know the numbers. I know him when I see him. You know, I knew he was going to be a runner.
So now you don't like Chuy.
I'm indifferent. You know,
You was liking Chuy at first.
I know. I don't endorse any mayoral candidates whatsoever. You know, actually,
this guy. Well, wait a minute. Don't have me go there.
Play the tape.
Oh no, yeah, play right.
Play the tape.
Yeah, play the tape. Yeah,
play the tape.
We got cameras that will show you. No, but anyway.
Yeah, no.
But
I'm indifferent, man. I'm indifferent.
The very interesting race, though. Talking about the runoff, and both candidates that night. You know, when they have after the election and at their headquarters, it was really funny because I saw Rahm. I'm a big Rahm Emmanuel supporter, as you know.
Yeah,
and you know, that's my guy. And he was he seemed kind of flat. I didn't like it during his speech. He seemed kind of flat, and it probably was because that he was at the Yale stops that day. You know, losing his voice the day up to the election, and he didn't have the energy that I thought that a candidate, you know, as an incumbent would have. And I think that the whole Emmanuel camp was surprised by Chuy. Chuy was even surprised by Chuy. If you think about it, Chuy didn't even think that he was going to get 34% of the vote, my brother.
Well, you know, if you had spoken to him publicly, you know, he did say this publicly. I think you're right. I think in the heart of hearts, I'm not sure if people knew that this would actually happen. Mm-hmm. But in public, they were saying that, you know, they're expecting a runoff. They're hoping for a runoff. And all of the polls did show that Mayor Rahm Emmanuel will have trouble getting up to that 50%. Now, you know, even as we talked about last week, it was that he was 20% of voters were still undecided. The people that were polled were still undecided. And all of the polls showed Chuy didn't show him at 35% or 34%, which he actually ended up getting. But when you talk about the different energy of some of those places, I was at Chuy's place coincidentally.
Yeah. Well, that's why I didn't want to bring the tape out because exactly that's the tape that we were going to be going out. You seem to have been having a good time there.
It was the most youthful. I've been to a lot of these things, man. It was the most cracking election party I've ever been to.
You said they had crack there?
No,
I'm sorry. No, I'm about to say.
Wrong party.
Oh, my God. Wrong party. Okay.
The other guy.
Okay. But they did have chewing gum.
They had chewing gum. Yeah. They had mustaches. It was funny because I remember you said he had things in his mustache.
I told you that.
They must have heard you. They had buttons there with vote for the stash. We're behind the stash. And they had, that's his logo, the mustache. I like that. It was, they took it and ran with it.
Very smart with that. You talk about branding, and I'm going to be honest with you. For somebody to really think about it, wasn't really even thinking about the race, 4 months ago? And to be able to jump in the race after 4 months and to be able to have that impact. So April 7th, I believe, is the runoff. April 7th is the runoff, and I'm going to stand by what I said in the beginning. More people are going to have to come out to vote. I mean, this is going to think about it now. We had the lowest voter turnout ever.
Absolutely.
And it's never been. This is history too in Chicago because there's never been a runoff. Chicago Bulls star Derrick Rose. Alarming news this week. I'm a Derrick Rose fan. First and foremost, I remember seeing him play in high school, and actually, and at that time when I saw him play with Simeon, I knew that I was watching greatness right before me. I mean, he was dunking on everybody. His game was not like the normal high school game that you would see. I mean, he came when they came to play any team, they were just a different kind of team on the road. And very sad to know that Derrick Rose, for the third time, has to have surgery on that damn knee. Here we go. We understand that actually he suffered this maybe during the game against the Milwaukee Bucks, and I guess you know your body better than anybody. And I'm gonna be honest with you, after having this torn rotator cuff and this injury, I don't wish that on anybody. And now I kind of know. I'm very sympathetic to know that, especially athletes when they are injured. Hey, an injury is an injury, and sometimes it takes a long time, and you may not get it right. Now, before the injury, let me give you some D Rose stats, okay? Derrick was averaging 18.4 points a game, also 5 assists and 3.1 rebounds per game. D Rose coming back, looking very explosive, looking with tons of energy, and guess what? He had to have surgery. It's all over now. And so my question is, Dome, and I know our lines are open, and we want you to chime in on this, 312-564-7375. Should the Chicago Bulls, I'm talking about the organization, should they consider a future with the possibility of not having Derrick Rose to pursue a championship without D. Rose? This is something, from a business standpoint, you have got to look at. Chime in real quick.
They have to be ready to at least entertain that option, but I think they need to stand behind him, man. And I think they've done a good job of standing behind D. Rose. Now, of course, I don't know contractually if that was a choice that they had to make because of where they were at as far as his contract goes. But they need to have contingency plans. But I think they do. They got to play. They have a team. Their model isn't based on like the 3-star model. Like you got 3 stars only running that team. This is a teamwork type of team. Jimmy Butler steps up. Taj Gibson got entered. Of course, Joakim Noah stepping up, and he's like the backbone behind the team.
He really is. He really
you know what
is,
I mean?
yeah.
So I think they have a different dynamic where I think they're well positioned even without him. But man, you know, this D Rose, Chicago, baby. You can't forget about D Rose.
We love him. We love him. But but how much do you love him? Because you can love a person and not be with them. And they can be miles. You know what I'm talking? Hey, bro. I mean, look at the facts. Now, keep in mind, this procedure he was supposed to have. Maybe they were going to look at it, but they removed the meniscus. You can actually have it repaired. Another athlete, Blake Griffin, who was from the Clippers, he also had his meniscus removed. But guess what? He came back big time. 312-564-7375. Give us a call. Certainly appreciate everybody today. But first, let's talk about 12 Years a Slave. Last year's Best Actress, and might I add, beautiful in her own way, Lupita Nyong'o. This week was so crazy because I couldn't believe it. That wonderful dress that she had on at the Oscars, the dress from Calvin Klein, that was valued at over $150,000. It had like all these doggone pearls on it, and the dress came up stolen. Yeah. And this was what's so crazy. Who steals it? We know that there are thieves all over, okay? But the dress came up stolen at her hotel, right? And as soon as the dress came up stolen, 2 people that were being questioned in regard was Bruce Jenner and Tyler Perry. Yeah. but we understand too that they had nothing to do with it. So tell us what was going on with this, bro.
Okay, so she was at the London hotel, but she was at the London West Hollywood Hotel, and right after the Oscars, she had the pearl dress on. It was one of the hit dresses.
Let me tell you, she has an ass. I saw that ass, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know any other man that was not looking at that ass that day.
Man, that's what you.
Hey, that's a slave. And it looked like 12 years an ass. But anyway, but I'm gonna tell you, she's got the goods. But what happened with that?
Okay, so the story goes, she left her room between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. Just to go out after the Oscars.
You're chilling, you're having some cocktails.
Yeah, that's when somebody came in and just took the dress. Now, authorities went to the manager's office to look at some security cameras and everything. Now, that's it. Now, the update is this. The Oscar gown was returned. Yeah, so it was returned.
But I understand.
To the location.
Right, and I heard that the thieves took it, but this is what's so crazy, what the thieves called in to say. Now you know how bold you are when you call in to say that dress that Lupita had on was a fugazi. Yeah. It was a fake over here. It was not even real. It was a phony because they took 2 pearls off the damn dress to take them down to L.A. where they inspected, and they said no, these are worthless pearls. What the hell, Lupita? Yes.
You know what they actually called? They actually called in TMZ and was like, "Hey, come get this dress."
They had the balls to call TMZ and say, "You know what? Forget about it. This dress sucks."
On the 2nd floor.
What? Yes, bro. I mean, when I heard this, I'm like bewildered. But that happened.
They wanted Hollywood to know.
And
they wanted the world to know that Hollywood is full of fake-ish.
Well, we already know. Fugazi's all over the place.